Okay, good morning and good Chodesh. Today is Rosh Chodesh Sivan, very, very special day. This day that we all came on the Mount Sinai 3,333 years ago. And we received the Torah and the 6th day of Sivan, and this is going to make sure all to come to hear the Ten Commandments next Monday. So, we begin today the last chapter of the Likutei Amarim, chapter 53. And as we mentioned in the beginning of the week, we're going to have tomorrow night for bringing a siyum, a conclusion of the first part of Tanya in the Chabad house. So everyone is welcome to join. In the previous chapter, the Aleter Rebbe explains the concept of the Shechinah coming down from level to level, and the way it worked, that Hashem, in order to come down to this world, in order for us to be able to contain the light of Hashem, it needed to come through a garment, and the garment we explained was the Torah. The Torah is the garment that both contains and conceals the light of Hashem so we can have it. And yet the Torah itself is even higher than the Shechinah, as we explained. The Shechinah is not God. The Shechinah is an aspect of God, godliness, the way He's predisposed to this world. As godliness, the way it starts to be revealed. And in the level of the worlds, we explained that this is the level of Malchus. Malchus being the lowest of each world. Today we're going to learn something amazing, that the way Hashem reveals Himself in this world is even higher than the way it was in the higher worlds. In other words, the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Holy of Holies, in this world, the way it was in this physical world, godliness is revealed there more than it was in the higher spiritual worlds. And the Aleter Rebbe is going to explain the way it was in the first temple, which was really, really on a high level, the way it was in the second temple, and the way it is now that we don't have the physical temple. But today, we focus on the time of the first temple, the way godliness was revealed there. And that godliness, Hashem comes down with, in a way, it's like without any filters. At least not to the extent that it applied in the higher worlds. Because as you remember, we explained yesterday, that each world, we have Atzilus, Bria, Yetzira, Asiya, in general, the four worlds. We have also the endless number of worlds, and more particularly speaking. And in each world, the way Hashem reveals Himself is first comes into the Chachma, the wisdom, which represents the Torah, and the way it's revealed in the Chachma. By being revealed in the Chachma, it goes then down to the lowest level, which is Malchus. Malchus is the level of kingdom, which is a concept of giving to the next world, just like the king is about giving and sharing with the kingdom. And this is how, after the godliness is in Malchus, then the creatures of that particular world comes to be. But the way Hashem comes down to this world, He bypasses all these levels. So let's look inside in the Aleter Rebbe. Let's share in the Tanya. Says the Aleter Rebbe, V'hinei keshe'oyo bais rishon kayam, שבו היה האורן והלוחס ובייס קודשי קדושים, Now, in the time of the first temple stood, when we had the ark and the tablets in the Holy of Holies. In the Holy of Holies, we had the Holy Ark, as we mentioned yesterday. When he had the tablets, Oisa Shechinah, Shei Malchus, the Atzilus, Shei Bibchinas Gilui Oir Ein Soiv Baruch Hu. So the Shechinah, which we explained, the Shechinah is the aspect of Hashem, the way he's revealed. He starts to be revealed, and that is the level of Malchus of Atzilus. Shibchinas Gilui Oir Ein Soiv, which is the revealed light of the Ein Soiv. So there, it dwelled there in the Holy of Holies, and it clothed in the luchos, in the Aseres Adibris, in the 10 Commandments, and the way it was beyeser se'eis veyeser oiz, begilui rav ve'otzum, yoiser megiluya behicholos kochi kadoshim shelemayla ba'olam Yisrael yonim. It says the revelation there in the temple, in the 10 Commandments, it was far more intensely than with a greater and mightier revelation than its revelation in the shrines of the Holy of Holies above in the upper worlds. As we explained yesterday again, that each world has its Holy of Holies, and that is the Chachmah, the wisdom and the Bina and the Das, the intellectual part of this world. So the way Hashem revealed himself in this world was much greater and higher than in the higher worlds. How is it possible? Says the Aleter Rebbe, Ki aseres adibros and klolus atayra kula. Because the 10 Commandments are the all-embracing principle of the whole Torah. The whole entire Torah is included in the 10 Commandments. Absadia Goen explains how each mitzvah is connected with one of the 10 Commandments. So the whole entire Torah is included in this. And the Torah, the nafka migoy chochma ilah, this is the rise from the level of the supernal chochma, meaning the chochma of Atzilus. The le'ela me'alma deizgalia, which is far higher than the world of manifestation. Alma deizgalia, we said, begins with the Shechinah, where the way divine presence comes in the Malchus of Atzilus, which becomes predisposed for revelation. But in Chachma, then it's much higher than that. Ukedei lechakekan beluchos avonim gashmim lo yorda mimadrega lemadrega. Now, in order to engrave them on a material tablets of stone, this supernal Chachma, which is a Torah, did not descend degree by degree. It did not descend degree by degree, parallel to the order of descent of the worlds, that the way until it reached this material world. Because normally, in order for create something, a physical thing in this world, you need to go through this process. You have the chain of descent, and you have the filtering lower and lower until it reaches the level of this world. But those luchos, the tablets that God gave, and where the 10 Commandments were engraved, they did not go through this process. Because the material world functions through the garb of material nature. However, the luchos, the tablets, luchos maseh elikim hema. So while the tablets are the work of God, it is a divine creation. It wasn't a physical human creation. It was a godly creation. And yet it was brought down into this physical world. Not only the tablets is divine, the writings, michtav elokim hu, as it says in the Torah. The writing is the writing of God. So the writing also, which is the engraving in the luchas, was also godly. And that is this is beyond the nature of this material world. Anishpa me'aoras Shechinah shebe'eichal kodshe kadoshim le'asiyah, which is derived from the radiance of the Shechinah in the shrine of holies of Asiyah. Shemimeno nimshach oil v'chayus le'olam Asiyah, shegam olam hazeh bichlala, in which the life, the light, and the vitality is issued to the world of Asiyah, which is the lower world, in which this physical world is also included. So anything which comes in this physical world comes down from the Heichal, the shrine of Kodshe Kadoshim of Asiyah. However, the Luchas didn't go through, doesn't come through the shrine of Kodshe Kadoshim of Asiyah, the Holy of Holies of the lower world. Ela b'chinas chachma ilo de atzilus, but the level of the supernal chachma of atzilus, sheiklalus atayra shebeyud adibus, consisting of the totality of the Torah as it is encapsulated in the Ten Commandments, and that nislapsho b'malchus de atzilus u'debria levadon, and they were clothed itself in Malchus of Atzilus and of Beria alone, and did not clothe itself further in the lower worlds. So that's the way the luchas, the physical luchas, came down to this world, is basically skipped the Yetzirah and Asiyah. Ve'hein levadon miyuchodes be'oir ein soif shebeseichel, and they alone, the Chachma of Atzilus, they alone are united as they are with the infinite light of the Ein Sof that is within them, and they are called an Ein Anikrois b'Shem Shechinah Shoira b'Kodshe Kadoshim de Bais Rishon. They are referred to as the Shechinah, which rested in the Holy of Holies in the first temple. Al Yedei Slapshuso beYuda Dibrois Achakukos Baluchos Shebaorein Benes. And this is through its being vested in the Ten Commandments, which were engraved by miraculous means in the tablets that are placed in the Orein, and that was in a miraculous way. What was the miracle? One of the things we saw the miracles in the Luchos was the fact that they were engraved. They were engraved. The engraving was through and through. It wasn't just like an engraving in a stone. It was the engraving through and through. And when you engrave something through and through, when it comes to the letter, the final mem, or a letter samach, which is like a circle, then if you grave through and through, the middle piece has to have something to stand. And it didn't have anything. It was standing there by miracle. There was another miracle also that says the luchas didn't have the back and front. When you looked at the luchas from both sides, you saw the writings. The writings from both sides. So the letters, the engraving of the letters, the writing on the luchas was miraculous. And that is because it was the pure godliness was revealed in it. And the same thing is also Maise Eleikim Chaim. Moreover, it says the 10 Commandments upon the 10 tablets were work of the living God. The making of the luchas was the work of the living God. Now we're talking about the living God. It says in Kabbalistic terms, this refers to the level of Bina of Atzilus, which is part of the intellect of Atzilus before it came down to the lower levels. So for this being the term, in the terms of Sephira, is the Bina of Atzilus, which is known who Alma Deis Kasya Amekanein Ba'olam Abriya. This is known as the concealed world, which nests in the world of Beria. Okay, as it is known to the students of the Kabbalah, that the concealed world, we know we have the revealed world and the concealed world. Concealed world is the godliness that is not capable of being revealed, and this was and this nest in the world, in the bina of the world of Beria, which the world of Beria still is a more refined and more godly world than the lower parts, the lower worlds. So this, says the Aleter Rebbe, is the amazing thing. What happened in the temple, the holy temple. You have here in this physical world, you have literally Hashem, God places himself in this physical world. What happened in the second temple? The second temple, we did not have so much revelation of godliness. The luchos were not there at the second temple. That is the Aleter Rebbe going to continue tomorrow. And the point of this, what the Aleter Rebbe brings, is again, to leads us to the understanding, the concept, what it means, that Hashem dwells in one place more than another. He is revealed in one place more than another, ultimately leading to our understanding that Hashem dwells upon each and every one of us. The light of Hashem dwells in our head, and we fuel it by Torah and mitzvahs. So this is the end of today's shir. Thank you so much for joining. Emir Hashem will continue tomorrow. Wishing you all a good Chodesh, a happy Chodesh, a successful Chodesh, a good month. And we should have very soon the Torah that will be revealed through Mashiach. Any questions we can take now?